put together this year for you and we've announced is our Greener Restaurants program. First and foremost, green is a concept. It is an idea. It has been a rallying point for a movement, a great movement that's had a lot of benefit. But the number one thing you need to realize is that sustainability and green is not a destination, it's a journey. You can always become greener, hence the name of our program. It doesn't matter if you've done one thing or you've done 20 things or you've done 500 things. You can always do something else. You can always get better. Hence, greener means better. This is a better restaurants program driven by education. Becoming greener is about becoming better. But this is this commitment, this ongoing commitment to improvement. You can't just one day stop doing it. It's got to be something. Great restaurants are always reinventing themselves. They're always looking at ways of becoming more profitable. So it is an ongoing journey. So Greener Restaurants, to be very, very clear, is an educational program, first and foremost, in educating the industry. And what we do is we provide recognition to those who have engaged in this process. It clearly states on everything that we do that we are recognizing your commitment. And what's great about the program is that you can be involved in other programs. You're more than welcome to come aboard. This is inclusive in nature. Through partnership, we can be powerful. Through partnership, we can advance things. And that's what the collaborative nature of Conserve. Highlight once again what is green. My favorite definition comes from my 5-year-old daughter. One of my first presentations I did at the National Restaurant Association, I went around and asked people what green means, and her answer is still my favorite answer, because according to my daughter, Daddy, green is just a color. You're silly. Can't say it better. It is a color. We succeed when the word green goes back to being a color. And that's really what we're trying to do, is move things forward and get people to understand that concept. It's about being energy efficient. It's about being water efficient. It's about building sustainability. It's about sourcing. As you can see where I'm going here, is you can do all these little things, but being green holistically, unless there is a standard, a true standard to match that against, you're never going to be able to be quote unquote green. So the NRA forecast has shown us that restaurateurs are still investing in green, and more of them, over 60%, are still investing in green and want to, especially in energy and water efficiency. So operators are continuing to invest in more energy and water efficient appliances and technologies. So we took what's going on in the industry and we crafted a program around that's going to help deliver on those things. Operators are finding success in becoming greener. That's why people are continuing to engage that. So that's what we built on. One of our biggest things that we're pushing is lighting. Everybody can switch out a light bulb. It's a very easy thing to do. What we're handing out is faucet aerators. Everybody can turn on a faucet aerator. There's a lot of easy things we're doing. All we want you to do is one thing and to get started. I have yet to meet anybody to date who started down this path, has done one thing and hasn't done another. I've never met anybody who's gone to become a greener restaurant and said, you know what, I'm saving all this money. I don't want to do this anymore. So our program goals are to drive cost savings. If I haven't made that emphasis enough, I'll do it once again. It's bottom line friendly. To reduce the restaurant's impact on the environment, educate restaurants on environmentally friendly practices, promote their efforts to their guests, create that dialogue, get them engaged. We have this great opportunity. I don't know if restaurateurs realize that with our reach, we have almost 1 million locations nationwide. People dine out 3 to 5 times a week. That's a lot of opportunities to educate. So why wouldn't we want to encourage that dialogue? Greener Restaurants program helps encourage that dialogue, offers abilities to have feedback so you can interact with your guests. And our last goal, and probably the most important, is we're just trying to make it mainstream. Doing the right, smart, best thing isn't just for the people who can afford it. It should be for everybody. It should be for everybody. And that's the only way we're going to make these things mainstream, is by letting everybody be involved. This is an incredible program. That's one thing I want to put down there is we've worked with all these groups and many, many more in developing this program, in developing our content. Had a great talk just the other day with Green Seal about our next level of content that we're putting together, cleaning and sanitation and food. We're continuing to look for those sources those credible, scientifically based sources to put out our information. We put together www.GreenerRestaurants.com. In here, you can create your user profile, create your restaurant profile, purchase your subscription, and now you can create your action plan and utilize a checklist that's going to lead you down a path to becoming a better restaurant. Get a certificate that highlights your achievements and what you've done. Get a door decal that talks to you about this facility is taking steps to conserve natural resources and demonstrating their commitment to preserving the environment. It's a commitment, we're recognizing that commitment. The consumer can look at a webpage and learn more about the restaurant, can locate restaurants that are getting engaged in this. Got a great looking dining finder, and we're even looking on enhancing that even further as I speak. This program will track the practices you implement. It'll give you planned activities by your customized action plan, indicates what you are doing and what you're not doing and why. This identifies those opportunities throughout the board. We can see in certain areas where we can identify from the get-go who isn't recycling just by them saying they're not being able to do that. We can see, without you even communicating that last message, that there's an opportunity in this area to bring recycling to commercial business. If we bring it to almost our 1 million locations, we can bring it to the whole country. And this helps quantify impact. It's one thing to say you're doing stuff, but you need to be able to show progress. Every bill, I was just talking about Building Star, says we want to see the impact of these things. It validates the efforts that are being made. We're able to quantify that and move that forward. So this is GreenerRestaurants.com. You can log on there today. It's all about the checklist. This is brought to you in you can dive into it as deep as you like format. It's more than a checklist. We've talked about all the different things, but you're going to get the best practice. You'll get the a well-defined, detailed description of those best practices as well. It's expandable and collapsible. It tells about the benefits, how to implement. We find tools and resources that help you ease that implementation. It rewards you. It shows you your ROI. It rewards you through the recognition of what you're doing. Also, it helps communicate those things, and we bring it to you in a form of communication that I think you're going to enjoy. Also, the metrics to show the progress. So, with that being said, we'll move past this checklist and we'll just show you how a couple of these best practices come to life.